Hey guys, welcome to the Dad Challenge. My name is Josh. You are driving with me in my favorite vehicle of all time. It's the Tesla. And the reason I'm doing it like this is because I actually have a real job that I have to go to and do things that make me money so I can buy my kids all the shit that they don't even play with. So welcome to this week in Chachi News.
When someone's being a giant wiener and YouTube drama abounds, we're here for you, covering the chachiest people on the internet. Yeah.
Now look, I would never tell someone to do what I'm doing here, but if you don't know anything about the Tesla, this thing drives itself. So I'm basically gonna look at you while this is driving, and it'll take turns, it'll do things for me. You should be very careful. Don't do what I'm doing. This is stupid, okay? Please don't. This is dumb. So I'm gonna try to drive, pay attention, and do the Chachi News with you this week. So I just wanted to touch on a few things because it's been quite a busy week in Chachi News. I released a couple parody videos in the last 8 days, which I actually love doing, and I'm gonna continue to do parody videos because they're good for the soul, for my soul. I've gotten some messages like, how dare you judge people? But you know what? If you can't have comedy, you can't have anything. I'm just parodying what I see. And if you can't see the absolute hypocrisy of these people, it's mind-blowing that you think you could just get back. I mean, you think you can get back to the world, and they're probably right. That's the thing that sucks. So people like me have a really hard time just letting it go, and maybe that's on me. They're living rent-free in my brain, I guess, right? But people like you who are listening to this, you're passionate about this. You want to see people talk about it because you want to see people like this face the repercussions of what they've done. So this week in Chachi News, we've got a couple things to cover. We're going to talk about who's canceled. And man, there's a few that have been canceled or on the verge of cancellation. Defund Paw Patrol, okay? What's that all about? My kid loves Paw Patrol. Why are you gonna defund them? Because there's a police officer. We're talking about Jennifer Mulroney, which is gonna lead into a future episode of what we're gonna talk about soon here on the show. I've got Dr. Kurt coming on, and we're gonna talk about body dysmorphia and plastic surgery. If you don't know this, if you don't have Social Blade or whatever those things are called, you don't know my demographics are mostly women. You ladies out there watching this show, you're clearly not watching for my looks. I wanted to touch on this Jennifer Mulroney situation. If you don't know who Jennifer Mulroney is, she's a Canadian TV personality, I guess, who married into privilege and power, who was basically nobody before that. And she married a Mulroney, which is a prime minister's kid. So we had Brian Mulroney, who was a prime minister in Canada, which is, you know, our politics are relatively vanilla and bland. They're in this entertainment industry. There's this big upset with her cancellation. So she went on with this, there's a Toronto, I think, influencer, I'm not sure, fashion influencer, I don't know, who they were apparently on a show together or something like that, where she said, this black girl who's an influencer called her out on her racism. Okay, and this is the day and age. If you're gonna call someone on racism and capitalize on it, do it now, because it's all the rage to cancel everybody who's been racist, and I'm for it. So let's do it. But so anyway, she called her out on it. This girl did this apology on her Instagram, this half-assed apology, says, I'm gonna be better through my conversations with Megan and all this stuff. I'm gonna be better. I'm gonna be better. And then in the same breath, in the same moment, inboxed this girl, right? And said, libel suit coming your way. And like, this girl just like, how dumb are you to do that and then message her privately and say, I'm gonna sue you for what you just said. So Jennifer Mulroney canceled. Bye. Like, done. CTV, which is a Canadian channel, dropped her ass like Lily Brush dropped Stauffer Garage. Like, done. She's completely finished. Everybody dropped her. And so she's been canceled. So that's somebody in Canadian culture. If you're listening to me and you're Canadian, thanks for watching. I love Canadians. I also love Americans. I love everybody. But Canadians hold a special place in my heart because I too am Canadian. Let's get this thing driving. Hey, driving itself. So she gets canceled. Who else is canceled? Defund Paw Patrol. Someone came out with an article, and here's the thing about Twitter that really bothers me a little bit. Like, I get why. Twitter's out of control, by the way, if you think about it. If the Twitter mob was actually in control of the world, like, I would be super scared for the world. Like, Twitter is crazy. So somebody posted an article about euthanizing Chase from Paw Patrol, which is like my kid's favorite. Everybody's favorite is Chase, because police are all, you can never ever show that a police officer is good because no police officers are good. That's the narrative, right? Which we all know is false. There's a lot of great cops out there too. I know a lot of great cops myself, so I'm not going to talk about that so much. Like, we know the people that I kind of relate with are the people politically right down the center. Right down the center. We get that. So I can understand both sides. I have a position, but I also don't sit on the fringes of anything, because I don't think being a fringe at anything is going to help you. The fringes are made up of like 10% this fringe, 10% this fringe, and then 80% regular people who make informed decisions. I think, I believe, I hope, anyway. So they want to cancel Paw Patrol because he's a cop. My kid ain't having it. He's not getting canceled. But that's someone who's on the chopping block for this cancellation culture. Stauffer Garage, let's get into it. So I did my parody video, and honestly, it was relaxing. I think I'm gonna do Chachi Garage, or I'm gonna start a channel for detailing, because I actually enjoy it, and I've got someone who wants to team up with me and do a detailing, because it's actually, now that I'm seeing it, I see why you guys like watching people work, clean, do all these things, because it's really relaxing watching people do something that's, I don't know, what is it about that? It's not a kink is not right, but it's like it's therapeutic to just watch someone clean or build something. Anyway, all that to say that Invisible Glass reached out to me out of the blue, because I did a segment on my parody where I said Invisible Glass, streak free shine, use it on my cold dead soul, right, as a joke. But for whatever reason, and I know what the reason is, people have been reaching out to anybody that James Stauffer mentions in his Stauffer Garage videos. That's chemical guys, that's Invisible Glass, that's Lily Brush, that's everybody that he mentions are now getting like inundated with like hate messages, like, how dare you work with this person? So on behalf of Invisible Glass, they called me, we had a great conversation with their entire social media team, which was 2 dudes, really cool guys. They reached out and said, look, we want to see what we can do about putting out this message that we have nothing to do with Stauffer Garage, nothing. And so same with Lily Brush. What we need to do, if you really want to make a difference and get justice for H, is what you need to do is you need to reach out to Amazon. So what James does is he makes a lot of his money on affiliate links on Amazon. So Invisible Glass doesn't sponsor Stauffer Garage. They don't give him free products. He just sells it through his affiliate link on Amazon. So if you click his affiliate links, it takes you to Amazon. He gets a cut of that sale. That's how affiliates work, right? That's how influencers do it. If you really want to make a difference in this, you basically got to shut down his affiliate Amazon store. So Invisible Glass came to me and said, look, we have nothing to do with this guy. I didn't even know about the story until we started getting messages. Then I went down your videos and I went down the Stauffer family black hole, which was a soul-sucking, terrible experience for a lot of people when they start realizing what it's all about. And so this guy he's a new baby daddy. Congrats, Invisible Glass guy. And he said it broke his heart. You know, this stuff that happens. Same with Lily Brush. It breaks their heart when these people are affiliated with them. So what's happening with James Stauffer and Micah Stauffer and Stauffer Garage is that anybody he mentions on his channel, except for chemical guys, by the way, which I don't think sponsor him at all either, but at least they need to be made aware about what they're doing. So they're being reached out to by all these people who are like, did you know that your name is being affiliated with this filthy creature? Just so you're aware, I wanted to let you know. So Chemical Guys is one of the only ones that haven't reached out, and Amazon has not really been hit yet, but I'm pretty sure Amazon doesn't mess around. So if you have a negative store or problems, Amazon is just like, we ain't having it. They don't care. The guy's almost got $1 trillion. What does he care about this little tiny Stauffer's Garage? So anyway, all that to say, Invisible Glass reached out and said, we are not affiliated. We will never be affiliated with him. We wish we could control who uses our links in Amazon, but we can't. But we do not condone this behavior, and we had a great conversation. So guys, don't boycott Invisible Glass. They actually are like the best glass cleaning product. I was using it in the video because I have it. I use it. It's the best stuff you can use. And I'm not being sponsored by them. I'm honoring them for standing up for their beliefs and coming out with a great statement in justice for H, right? So all this is important because cancel culture is bad and good. I mean, it's bad for everybody involved who's getting canceled, but it's good for a platform for justice. Another thing that we covered recently was the 8 passengers debacle, and I'm actually going to dig a little deeper into that, do a little bit more research. Some of you called me out on not understanding about this family enough, and so maybe it's important for me to really, really dig deep so I can get a really true understanding. A lot of my commentary comes from my gut feeling, from my initial take on watching a few videos or a few parts of it, but I think there's a lot more here. There's one thing I want to dig into too, and that's like fundamental religion and attached to all these channels. If you think about it, they're all, for whatever reason, religion plays a huge role. Mormons are a huge player in this. Catholics, Christians, everything else. I want to dig a little bit deeper into what role religion and fundamental Christianity and fundamental Mormonism plays in these channels, and really get into that. I want to bring on a buddy of mine, my guitar player actually, is a really talented guy, who by the way invented Chachi, or I've heard it first from him. We're gonna come on. He's a pastor's kid, and I'm an ex-pastor. We're gonna talk about raising your kids and forcing them to go to church and all this stuff, and the pros and cons and all that. Anyway, that's going to be a future video. I'm excited about that. I want to go back to what I say a lot of times. I'd love to be a fly in the wall on these families when they're not YouTubing, about being shut down and being canceled and all this stuff. I would honestly love for one of these people to reach out to me and come on my show. I'd love to find a family vlogger that would like to come on and talk about the importance of it, the pros of it, and the cons of it, because there are some family vloggers out there doing a great job, right? So it'd be really interesting to hear from their perspective. But man, as always, 8 passengers, Ruby, Micah, James, I know I don't like you very much, but if you actually want to come on the show and talk about your position, I'm happy to have you here, and happy to hear your side of the story. And because there's, again, like there always is, there's always 2 sides of the story. But when you're silent on things because your lawyers are telling you to be, you just allow everybody to create their own narrative. And for wrong or right, people are starting to dig up old channels, old videos, old things that you put out before, and it's just asserting the narrative that you're a bunch of gross people. So, as always, the invitation is out there. The invitation, James, for you to box me in the boxing ring is out there. If you'd like to do that with me, a lot of people reach out to me on Instagram about some families I should be covering. There's one in Britain that is just like, the guy was gross. He like went after a 16-year-old girl, and it's been covered multiple times. I think I'm gonna dig into it and get into some more things, but Chachi news is important. We've got to figure out who's doing what and covering it all. So thank you for listening. I appreciate you. You can like and subscribe, or don't. I don't really care. Do not drive and vlog. That's dangerous. I have a Tesla that drives itself. As you can see, I'm here. Don't do what I'm doing. This is dumb. But I have a real job, and I'm just trying to find the time to do this and spend time with my family. And I'm enjoying this YouTube thing. I'm not gonna lie. This is really cool to be able to just put my voice out there and make a little bit of side income, a little side hustle. It's really cool. I read all your comments in the hate. I'd love to dig in to your hate comments and go through what people are saying, because I think that's cool too. Those people should have a voice. If they want to put the comment out there, I'd like to rebut that comment. So maybe in a future video, I'm gonna dig into all my hate comments and I'm gonna rebut those comments. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time. Oh, if you're gonna buy a Tesla, because I have a Tesla, you should get a Tesla, by the way. It's the best car I've ever owned in my entire life. I'm very excited about it. It's just, I don't pay for gas. This car is very, very sexy. It has all the bells and whistles. It drives itself. It's just beautiful. And I've got the poor man's Tesla, the cheapest one you can get. If you are gonna buy a Tesla, thank you, because you're awesome. But use my affiliate code. This is one thing I want to capitalize on. If you use my affiliate code, we both get free kilometers in charging. So if you're gonna buy Tesla, or you know someone's gonna buy Tesla, give them the code that I provided below. I want free charging. So just do it, okay? Thanks, appreciate it. Bye.